Why is the tax code this complicated?
It's a few different things. I'm drawing a blank on the name or the word. I'll have to edit this out.
I heard it's because we're not editing anything. No, I heard someone once told me. Lobbyists. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Someone once told me, a really successful person. I asked them. I said, well, actually, here's what I asked them. I said, why do tax loops exist? Like loops in the tax code. Why do they exist if it lets people get away with so many things?
Yep.
And he was saying that it's the Congress people or in Washington, lobbyists, whatever these people are.
Yep.
What's a lobbyist?
So, well, before we get into that, let's give an example.
Okay.
The Uber and Lyft debacle. Okay.
What's the Uber and Lyft
Uber
debacle?
and Lyft, the state was saying that all your drivers are employees. Uber and Lyft were saying they're contract workers. They can come and go as they please. We're not telling them when they got to come.
And they do their own taxes.
Right. But the tax law passed that in most instances would require them to be employees. But there was a little carve out in there. So everybody, small business owner in California, no, you gotta have an employee, except for Lyft and Uber. You guys get an exemption, and you're now they can be 1099. So they throw enough money at Congress, and we'll let you slide. So that's what lobbyists are. The corporations get people, and they just go wine and dine and throw money and say, hey, we'll hook you up here, we'll do this, we'll do that.
And that's how the world goes round.
Right.
So this dude was telling me that the reason these loopholes exist is really in order to enable loopholes for the Congress people themselves. And the reason, I don't think that touched on why it's complicated, but basically he was saying that the reason loopholes exist is for the same people who make these things up and put these things in place for their own benefit. That's what he was saying. I don't know how right or wrong that is.
And I mean, until you know and you're in the room with what's going on, who really knows?
Otherwise, why would a loophole exist?
Because they're getting paid off. In my opinion, it's the corporation needs this tax strategy to happen. So they're going to, wine and dine, do whatever lobbyists do to go and persuade them, hey, we'll give you shares, we'll put you on the board, we'll do, this, and we'll do this and this. We're trying to make sure that this happens. Here's why it's good for our employees. Here's why it's good for the economy. Here's why it's good for this, to try and get it implemented into the tax code. So it's not necessarily for that politician or those politicians that vote for it, necessarily. They'll maybe benefit down the line because they have people that teach them how to take advantage of it. But it's more so for whatever corporation wants that tax loophole or that tax advantage to happen.
Is this the only country that basically runs that way?
I mean, I don't.
You don't know what it's like.
I'm not as versed into other countries.
We're
just as corrupt as any other country that's out there.
That's what I would think. I would think that it all works pretty much the same exact way. That there's lobbyists.
We just have more money and more things going on that happen. In this country. That's done behind closed doors versus other countries potentially.